I think we just go right into the divisional round games.
Yeah.
I think we just go for it. I mean, we could talk about coaching, but nothing's decided yet, and I'd rather talk about it when it's been decided.
Real quick, just for fun, how did Wild Card Weekend go for picks?
So that's what I'm going to get into because we got points.
Okay.
So, first place for the week, Colin Seifert with 15 points. Had a chance for a 21 perfect score this weekend if Philly didn't completely choke. With your 6 on it. I know. I know. Absolutely crushed it. But 15 is very good. Has you in the driver's seat. Sage in second with 12. Solid week from Sage. Addison in third with 7.
Let's go.
And me in last with 6, man.
I will take
Brutal
that, man.
weekend.
I started 0-3.
Yeah,
and
me
I
and
was
you
down
both-
bad.
me and you
My
both
6
lost our
misses,
5 and
my
our
5
6.
misses.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, GG.
We both got our 4, but we both lost our 5 and our 6.
Yeah,
Can't happen.
no.
Can't have
No,
that.
no.
We've got a lot of ground to make up with not a lot of points to get.
No.
So, let's get into these divisional round games. Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their 2 things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlayBookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. First one, Houston at Baltimore. Taking on your Baltimore Ravens. And Colin, as the first place team, you get to make the first picks here. The current line is Baltimore minus 9.5 at home against the Houston Texans. What are your thoughts on this game? Who do you think takes it, and do they cover or not cover?
So initial reaction is 2 things. Number 1, 9.5 is a lot.
A lot of points.
Number 2, rest versus rust.
Yeah.
One team just went out and played against this vaunted, maybe best defense in the NFL. Granted, they were at home in a dome and not in the frigid cold on the road.
Baltimore.
But they took care of business, did the damn thing. But do I take Baltimore at home in a playoff game the way I've seen them play the last few years? Am I stuck in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Because as a Cowboy fan, history tells me
It will repeat.
it will repeat.
It will repeat itself.
Can C.J. Stroud's historic rookie season continue? And I am going to take those Baltimore Ravens minus the 9.5 at home, simply because as much as I want to believe in Houston, I said it Sunday night talking to my dad because I had to talk to somebody about
Right.
it.
Well, right.
Threw the phone out the window on the way home. Had to talk to somebody. I'm like, you know what? If I had to pick one team I kind of want to root for, because, I can't. Tampa, whatever.
Yeah.
Lions,
Detroit,
I heard a little bit of whining.
whatever.
After that 2-point
You did hear a
conversion.
lot of
And they were
whining.
cheering for their division rival Packers to beat the Cowboys. I get it, second home playoff game versus going on the road.
Right.
You can't cheer.
That's
There's no way in hell
gross.
I'm cheering for the Eagles.
No shot.
Niners, don't like them.
No, can't root for them.
Ravens, I don't know.
Okay, whatever.
Bills, no. Chiefs,
No,
no. They
no.
won too much. Chiefs,
Yeah.
at least.
Houston.
Partial takes it.
I'm
I
like,
it.
Houston.
Partial, and impartial's the winner.
I'm like Houston, Baltimore. Whoever wins this game is my rooting interest for the remainder of this ride.
Okay.
And Houston, in my mind, was like, I like what C.J. Stroud's got going on.
Yeah, he's looked
But
good.
I just think at some point it has to come.
The
to
magic
an
carpet
end.
ride
That's
comes
bad.
to a close.
They got a playoff win. They
Yep.
made the playoffs.
In a year, no one thought they would do this.
This is already a success.
This is a huge, successful season for them
But I think
already.
it comes to an end, sadly. I think Baltimore at home is just a different unit. And you talk about how Lamar Jackson has looked, and they just get Mark Andrews back.
Yeah, I know.
His best receiving target comes back.
Comes
He's
back
not
just
his
in
best
time.
receiving target for what?
We're
10
running 12
weeks?
personnel all year.
Yeah.
Give me Mark and Leg.
I gotta take Baltimore at home, sadly. Are they wearing the All Blacks?
I don't know, but I hope
I
so.
don't know.
I don't think it's been announced,
Check.
but that'd be elite
If they're
if
wearing
they
their
did.
black uniforms, give me a bite.
All black?
All black unis.
Give us a
What's your confidence on that? 1 through 4. That's where we're at.
I'm gonna put a 2 on it. I'm gonna
2
put a
on
2
it. Okay. All right, I'm following you up. I'm all in on Baltimore. They're my 4 for this week. They're my 4
Oh,
confidence.
this feels like a spy play.
No, it's not. I like Houston. Spite play. No. I'm all in. I think it's Houston. It's when I was doing my Dolphins season review video, which is out on the channel, go check it out. The AFC and the NFC are built as opposites. In the AFC, you look at the 7 teams that made the playoffs. There are 2 warm weather teams and 5 cold weather teams. If you're not built to win in the cold, you're not going to succeed in the AFC right now, the way it's built. In the NFC, it was the opposite. It's 5 warm weather teams and 2 cold weather teams. Yeah. So Houston, a dome team, going to Baltimore. Yeah, they've been very, very good. But if that game's in Cleveland last weekend, what happens? I don't know. Maybe a different outcome. Yeah. Like we said, this is a successful season already for Houston. But I think it comes to a close here because Baltimore has been resting. I think they're ready to go. They're getting Mark Andrews back. I just don't see any way that they fall. And I think that the NFL is showing their hand a little bit. They got to be careful because that Super Bowl logo shows me Ravens Niners. If the Ravens and Niners meet up in the Super Bowl, I'm only paying attention next year to the Super Bowl logo when it comes out. And if it's not teal or orange, I'm not watching the season because it's pointless. Because the script's out. It doesn't matter. I need it to be teal and blue or orange and blue.
Next year they're just gonna make it black and white.
They should.
They're not
because
gonna
they're making it obvious at this point. They're making it obvious. But Baltimore's just looked too damn good down the home stretch here. I can't take Houston. I know they're hot, but I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take Baltimore minus 9.5. I feel like 27-17 is the final score. I don't know. That's the number in my head. 27-17.
I'd be happy with that.
Give me Baltimore. Addison.
Looks like I'm gonna be riding alone.
Oh, do it.
I'm gonna take Houston plus a 9.5, and it's only because it's a lot of points in a playoff game for an offense that is rolling right now. And since November, Devin Singletary, second most rushing yards, only behind McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And that I think is going to be a big factor in the game. Could Devin Singletary have some big runs, extend some drives maybe, keep the clock rolling? I just think 9.5 is too many points. I think Baltimore wins. Everything everybody's saying is true. I just think this is a 7-point game, touchdown win. That's most likely Baltimore's the whole way. But I just think Houston's going to be able to cover, and you never know. If they go out and score a touchdown early, that's just even more points for my cover. But I think the run game right now, if Houston's rolling, and that just adds the play action deep throw from Stroud, and that's a number you don't really want to see if he's going deep and something's open. So give me Houston plus 9.5. Just keep it close in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Ravens, though, watch out.
What's your confidence on Houston?
I'm going to go 2.
Okay. Alrighty. Sage, tell us about those Ravens.
All right, I'm gonna tell you all about these Ravens.
Hit me.
Good,
I'm just gonna
bad,
write Baltimore down.
Good, bad, ugly, all that stuff. You can write Baltimore.
Yeah,
down.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on there.
Here. So, obviously, playoff woes are gonna be the name of the game for this whole story. They're just talking about how Lamar cannot win in the playoffs, right? This is a different team right here. In fact, I would take this team over that 2019 team that we had when Lamar won the MVP. Mostly because now we have Roquan Smith. Now we have a great Justin Madubuike. Now we have Kyle Hamilton. We have guys on all levels to defend this C.J. Stroud offense right now. One thing I do like is that C.J. Stroud is playing without Tank Dell. He is playing without Noah Brown. So he has Nico Collins.
And Dalton Schultz.
And they're going to be covered by Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, and Roquan, and Patrick Queen, and I'm feeling good about all that. You know, I feel like we match up very well. If you do look at the playoffs this year, you will notice that all the top defenses are getting picked off.
They are.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild. Defense is supposed to win championships.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the defensive hype that has happened this year has come off of a lot of the quarterbacks going down, stuff like that.
Yeah,
obviously, it's been a little inflated. But when you look at all these playoff woes from Lamar Jackson, if I told you, and if you saw the video, you know, but if I told you how many points do you think Lamar Jackson has scored in the first quarter combined in all of 4 of his playoff games?
Oh, God. I would think like 0. Does he not score fast? Does he not start fast? I don't know.
Yeah.
I would say like 3, yeah.
Yeah.
All 4 of his playoff games, he has scored a combined 3 points. 0 points.
No, 0
right,
points.
0.
Yes.
0 points in the first quarter.
Yeah. That's crazy.
The only playoff one he was trailing 10-0 in Tennessee.
Jeez.
Right? But I believe that this team is different because the way they're talking about this team. They're talking a lot about 2019 and saying, hey, this is not the same thing. Yeah. This is not the same team. We are coming back. We're not forgetting how we felt. They thought they were going to roll through Tennessee.
Yeah, they did.
And they didn't. And they're saying, this time, everyone in front of us is an obstacle that we need to kick the shit out of.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the mentality you want.
Yep.
That's the mentality they're gaining. And when you look at the first week of the year, you know, we play C.J. Stroud in his first game. They lose 25-9. Yeah. You know? Great win by us, but that team is obviously different.
Yeah.
The Texans are obviously different. That's what I've been hearing all week. The Ravens are different, too.
Yeah, Ravens are a different team,
The Ravens are way better than they were week 1.
Oh, yeah.
Week 1, it was, you know, kind of hit or miss because rookie quarterback, we're throwing in Todd Monken in there, and he doesn't know, like, what's going on yet.
Brand new.
OBJ is first getting acclimated. All these things are coming together. By week 8, we're a powerhouse.
Yeah.
By week 8 for them, they were a powerhouse.
Yeah, they were rolling.
But things had to continue to develop. So when you're looking at both these teams, I don't want to hear about, like, Texans are just... They're so much better. So are the Ravens.
So are the Ravens, yeah.
You know? And I feel like that's getting lost in the sauce a little bit. John Harbaugh, he is 14-3 after a bye week.
Ooh, and he's had like 2 bye weeks nearly.
Right,
essentially.
You know, essentially for the players, they've had 2 bye weeks to sit and get ready for this game.
So 14-3 after a bye week, I really do think that rest beats rust every time. I mean, how many times do you really like? Is anyone talking about this with the Niners? Not really.
No, it's only about the Ravens.
It's only about the Ravens because it happened one time.
Yeah,
because the Ravens have only gotten the bye week one time in history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2019, right?
Sorry, we got a bye week in 2011.
Okay.
Which we also faced the Houston Texans that year.
Well,
TJ Yates.
Okay. TJ Yates. Shit.
I will say, man, Baltimore 10 wins against teams above 500.
Yeah.
First time ever.
Unbelievable.
First time ever. That's just
showing up against the good teams.
Yeah, and I mean that's tough to do. You know what I mean? Because there's got to be one. Where's the one? I mean, they came against some bad teams, but it's like again, we said it. All their losses are themselves.
Yeah.
Really, straight up. There's at least they put a bullet in their foot in every single one of those games. So it's like that's just how Baltimore wins. Just don't go out and shoot yourself in the foot, and you're gonna have a really good shot because you do it against the best of the best. And Houston's good.
Yeah.
They're damn good. Are they the best of the best? I just don't know. Baltimore, just watch out, man, because they feel like destiny right now.
They do. Well, the logo will tell us it is destiny.
Yes.
I'm stressed.
What's your confidence score?
I'll put a 3 on it.
Nice.
3. I like that.
Put a 3 on it.
I really do like Baltimore in this spot just because they're such a physical team up front. They've been rested. The rest versus rust scares me, right? It depends. What are we going to see first? Because honestly, is it going to be another trend of who scores first wins? If Houston wins the toss, they should take the ball. Like, I'm at that point now where I think in the playoffs, it's so important to go out, run your scripted first drive, and get points. You have to do it. And if they come out and score first, then it's like, okay, now it's a 16.5-point spread that we have to cover. That's hard. But I like Baltimore to come out and be ready to roll here. It's a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. There's no way they keep doing this, right? Right? I don't know.
Joe Flacco and John Harbaugh did it their first year. Went to the AFC Championship game.
Ooh, maybe Houston makes it
And
run.
Troy Polamalu knocked Joe Flacco on his ass a lot.
Alrighty, next up we've got the Saturday night game. It is the 7-seeded Packers going to take on the 1-seeded Niners. Currently, the line is San Fran minus 9.5. This one gave me some serious pause. I really had to think about this one because I just wasn't like what we saw in Green Bay was awesome. But we also saw them barely beat the Panthers, right? 33-30. It's like, okay, what Packers team are we getting? The Packers have been relatively hot recently. Can they keep it going against a Niners team that will hit them hard? They will smack them in the mouth early. Can they do it? I don't know. Addison, what are your thoughts on this football game?
I'm going to go Niners minus the 9.5. And the reason I'm riding with the Niners on a high spread is because I think they're going to pound the rock and the Packers are not going to go down, score a touchdown, put San Fran in a position where they have to go down and match them. And I feel like Dallas sort of felt like that in that moment. And when they don't get it, and then the Packers go down and score again, and it's like, holy shit. Okay, now things are rolling. I just don't see how San Fran falls in that hole, especially with the way, I mean, their offense is a joke. Just statistically best quarterback. I mean, the guy threw like 13 yards of throw. He threw like 30 touchdowns, like 10 picks, and then they have McCaffrey in the backfield, who people said should be MVP. Coming off the bye as well, it's just, and it's the Niners versus the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs as well.
We all know how this ends.
Yeah, the last 4 times these teams have played in the playoffs, Niners have just smoked them. And I think they're going to do it again. Good game for Green Bay to have future hope for Love, but I just don't see how the Niners at least don't go down and score their first possession. I think that's a massive difference, and it's just if Green Bay doesn't have everything cushy, how's it rolling? And I think it's going to be a little wobbly. Just 49ers too much. Christian McCaffrey offense just going to be too much, and Green Bay's not going to touch the ball as often as they were, and they're not going to be able to score as often. So it's going to be 49ers keeping the football, scoring themselves, and Green Bay is going to have limited possessions to do not much with.
Yeah, I agree. Confidence score.
I'm going to go 4.
4 on San Fran. Okay.
I'm going 4.
Sage, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm going to roll with San Francisco as well. And mostly because, obviously, the Green Bay Packers, they played the Dallas Cowboys last week. And the Cowboys kind of have a history of when they do lose, they shoot themselves in the foot. Kind of similar to the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know, and the Niners just don't typically do that. They're a lot more disciplined of a team. They don't have surprise letdowns. It's usually, if they lose, it's a close game, or they're on that 3-game skid where they had some injuries, stuff like that. But just the way they're coached, I feel like they don't the spotlight doesn't get to them at all.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that they're coached. Props to Kyle Shanahan. I think he's going to put on a clinic because the Packers defense, let's be very real, it wasn't good before last week.
No. Even last week they gave 32 points.
Yeah.
Even last week they gave up 32 points.
And again, with 60 dropbacks from Dak, 4 sacks, which is still good, but it's like 60 dropbacks, only 4 sacks.
Yeah.
Right.
Not great. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Niners.
Confidence?
Confidence. 2.
Shanahan, man, it almost feels like every single year that they've really been competing, even with Jimmy G, it felt like injuries would beat them more than anything. And it's like, without injuries in the way of the 49ers, like, they really have been competitive for a decade plus.
Yeah.
No matter who's at quarterback.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're healthy. They're healthy right now. So watch out.
Colin, thoughts on this game between your two fathers?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to watch.
Packers and San Fran Niners.
Hard to watch.
Hard to watch. I hate when people are always like, so in this case it would be the Packers. They knocked the Cowboys out. They knocked my team out of the playoffs, so now I'll root for them. Because then if they win, I can just say my team lost to the champions. No.
I want you to
fall. I am a spiteful bastard.
Absolutely.
I am an absolute spiteful bastard. Last week they showed the graphic at the end of the third quarter, total plays ran, yardage, time of possession.
Yeah.
The Packers had 39 plays ran through 3 quarters, 41 points on 39
That's
plays.
insane.
They had more points than plays ran.
That's unbelievable.
San Fran's not going to allow it. Their defense isn't going to allow bootleg play actions to beat them with 5 yards of separation from the receivers. And Purdy's not going to make mistakes. I mean, the Niners are the Avengers for a reason.
Yes.
And they do own Green Bay in the playoffs. It was fun, Packer fans. Hope you're happy. You got a playoff win. You own Dallas.
Hope you're happy.
All you did was cost me the 3 best seasons I've ever seen from Dallas, 2014, 2016, 2023. Whatever, 3 of the last 9 years. All 12+1 seasons. Whatever. Give me the Niners minus 9.5 and put my 3 on it.
3 on
I love
it.
Colin is partaking in the Bears Super Bowl of watching the Packers lose.
Of watching the Packers. Yep.
Oh, I said some worse things this weekend, but we're going to keep that off the
we'll keep that to ourselves.
Involving the downfall of the Green Bay Packers.
I'm also on San Fran. I think we're gonna clean sweep San Francisco here because everything you guys have said, like Green Bay owns Dallas in the playoffs. They have an unfortunate stat where they have the same number of wins in AT&T Stadium as the Packers do in the playoffs, as the Cowboys do in the last however many years since it's been built.
Yeah, 2009.
They each have 3 playoff wins in that stadium. Like, that's just a organizational ownership, much like the Packers and the Bears.
Yeah.
Where it's just, they are just going to go in and they're just going to win. And it is because, I don't know, it's just because the jerseys. I don't get it. I don't know. I can't explain it.
It's the jerseys.
But I think the Niners...
jerseys on the turf field.
Yeah. I can't see them. Can't see them, man. It's
Can't,
cheating.
Let's make the grass orange.
Yeah, let's make the grass a different color, and then it's fair. But San Francisco is not going to have these defensive lapses. And something you're not going to do against San Francisco is run the ball as effectively. Aaron Jones is not going to get damn near 10 yards a carry against the San Francisco front. San Francisco is completely healthy right now, and that is terrifying. It's like you said, injuries have always derailed them.
Yep.
Injuries have always cost them. They are totally good to go. Packers were good this year. They have a lot to look forward to going forward, but being asked to do it twice now is hard.
Yeah.
You surprised the Cowboys with what you did last weekend. They weren't ready defensively for what you ran, but the Niners will be. The Niners have now got a week of tape on you. They are ready to go.
Packers win this game, buying a love jersey, and slamming Packers Super Bowl win.
Yeah, because that's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the 1-seeded San Francisco Niners here to get it done again. I'm taking some big favorites, and that scares me. So I'm going to go opposite for the Sunday game.
All right.
I'm going with the Dogs. I like the Dogs on Sunday. But we're going to start Tampa Bay at Detroit. Both teams coming off of a good win. Detroit hung in there and managed to escape the Rams. I'll say escape because the Rams had multiple chances to take the lead. And the Lions could not do anything in the second half. 3 total points. Cannot have that against Tampa Bay, who is absolutely rolling offensively, putting up 32 against the Eagles. I mean, they look damn good. I like Tampa Bay plus the 6.5. I like it so much, I'm going to put my 1 confidence score on it. Clearly, I love it. But I like Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay to win this game. I really do.
Wow.
I like Tampa Bay money line here. I don't know, man. Something about the way it depends. I mean, Baker Mayfield is so streaky, and I feel like we're in a hot streak right now. I feel like he was in the playoffs the last week of the season.
His last about 3 games.
Yeah, and I think
when did it start?
Let's look. I'm looking it up right now. It started.
Well, I know they lost
it's got
to
one
the
more.
Saints,
They lost to the Saints, and then he beat the Panthers 9-0. So I don't know if we count that as a hot streak starter. But if we do, then he's got one more in him.
I don't know.
If we count his hot streak,
I think it might have started last week then.
Then maybe it did. So that's a run to the Super Bowl.
They're going to the Super Bowl, and he's going to shit the bed.
And he's going to fall apart.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, against the Panthers, he only threw for a $137. Yeah, so it's just started. But he was unbelievable last week against the Eagles' defense. Detroit's defense is, even though the Eagles' defense has been bad, Detroit's defense is equally as bad, especially against the pass. Watch out, man. Shake and Bake is coming to town, and I think they're going to pull it off against Detroit. Give me the Bucks. Sage.
Don't throw at Kirby Joseph, though. Watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out. Watch your knees.
Tore his ACL.
No, I get it, though. I mean, you can't hit guys high.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, torn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that knee went the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, DED dead.
Love it.
Sage, thoughts on this one?
I'm thinking I'm taking the Lions
good.
here
I figured.
with a 4 confidence score. Because, like you said, Baker Mayfield is streaky as hell.
Yep.
And you know what? I don't know which Baker Mayfield I'm going to get.
No, we
but
don't.
I know
really
damn
don't.
well he's not going to throw for another 329 and 3 touchdowns or whatever.
It'd be shocking.
There's no way he does that for 2 playoff games in a row. He's only won 1 ever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the Lions right here. I love what they're doing. All their weapons are healthy-ish, with the exception of Sam Laporta, because he's
still played and got
Yeah,
touchdown. He's
still
banged
gonna
up.
go.
He's banged up. You never know. It could get aggravated again. But obviously, their first 2 lines of their defense is good. Obviously, that secondary is trash.
Very bad. Very, very bad.
So hopefully, if they can just get some pressure on them, if they can keep rushing that quarterback, and it's not like Tampa Bay has a great offensive line.
No. Baker got sacked, I think, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, no, they can get home. If Aiden Hutchinson gets 2 sacks in this game, it's over.
Yeah.
Give me the Lions.
Okay, I like it. Colin, thoughts?
I'm torn because I needed a dog this week because I came in here barking, saying the dogs were barking.
Dogs are barking.
But now that you've already made the Tampa Bay your dog, do I also follow? Is Baker Mayfield? Who do I trust more? Do I trust Baker Mayfield to go on the road in the playoffs?
In a dome, at least.
On the road.
Yeah, it is.
Detroit's gonna be buzzing.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be loud.
Do I trust Baker Mayfield on the road in the playoffs, or do I trust the Detroit Lions in the playoffs in general?
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one to pick. That's why I put a 1 on it. I wasn't playing any games with this one.
Is Eminem in the crowd for this game?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be there. You know he'll be there. Yeah, he might even just go out on the field do halftime
I will
show.
take. That'd be wild.
Might just show up and do it.
I'll take Tampa Bay as well. I need 1 dog on the card. 6.5 is interesting. Detroit came out in the first half last week, and I thought they're going to put up 40.
Yeah, they're going to blow the doors off.
Stop them. They're just going up and down the field. And when these 2 teams played the first time in Tampa, in like week 6, 7, whatever
Early.
it was, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they just couldn't stop him.
Couldn't stop.
He went absolutely ballistic, which looks great for my playoff fantasy lineup
True.
if he does it again.
True.
But give me Tampa here so much, I'm going to put my 1 on it as well with the Nate.
Yep, smart.
I think somehow, some way, even if Meemaw is leaving it open, they might be able to get a late touchdown.
Yeah,
just to
cover the
just
6.5.
cover the
Lose by
6.5.
6, like
I do think
24-18.
Detroit wins, though. I'm not about to go out on a limb and say
Whoa.
Tampa's winning this game.
Whoa. I will say, Bucks lost to the Eagles last year, or earlier in the season, and then just mollywopped them now.
That is true.
So are they going to do it again? I don't know.
Eagles versus week.
Yeah, versus week
19
8.
Eagles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
true.
terrible.
True.
Addison's Eagles. All right, Tampa Bay, Detroit. Addison, what are your thoughts here? It's a tough one for you, division rival.
Yeah.
Hard to pick Detroit, but also it's like, do we trust Baker and the Bucks? What are your thoughts here?
I feel like I am going to trust Baker in the Bucks, and Rashad White is a big factor in that as well. Run game in the playoffs, but
Alone on Detroit.
the one thing that
Yeah,
has me a smidge worry for Detroit.
Yep.
Jared Goff's big turnover game.
Yep.
It's coming again. He's got another one in
He's
him.
due. He's
And
due.
Tampa Bay, 26 turnovers on the year, nothing crazy, but 13 picks, 13 fumble recoveries.
Not bad.
They get about 3 sacks a game. Man, it's just a big time moment, and is Goff going to be flawless? And that's what potentially is going to be needed in a playoff game, just because a mistake can be massive.
Can change the game.
So give me the Bucks plus the 6.5. Give me 2 picks from Goff
Ooh.
in this game. Give me Bucks money line.
Hey.
I take the Bucks for the plus 6.5.
Yeah, we'll take the points. We'll take the
Take
points.
those points. I'll take those points and shove them in my pocket.
Yeah, put them in your
And
pocket.
I'm keeping them.
Just hold on to them.
But I'm going to take the Bucks. I don't know what it is. Nate, I said it when we were talking about it, man. I legitimately said Caleb Williams, and then they're turning around and back in the hunt immediately with him.
Yeah.
Instead, it's Baker, and they're in the hunt. I just love the story right now. Lions, I think the emotional highs, man, coming down a little bit over and over. It might just be a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And Bucks plus 6.5. They're sneaky.
They are. They're sneaky. What's your confidence on that? 1 or 3?
3.
3 on the Bucks. Oh, baby,
I don't know how
trying to
the
make
fuck
up
to
some
pick
points.
this last damn game.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I will. Oh, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was going to say, did y'all see the video of the reporter asking Todd?
I was
Yes,
just about to say
yes.
it. So, Todd, how do you think your team's gonna handle the weather in Detroit? It's a dome, sir. Oh, you're right.
I will say, the reporter just choked.
He did. He totally choked.
You got to phrase that.
Better.
Since they're a dome team and you're an outdoor
Right.
team, how do you gonna get that? And then he just says, "Oh, we're gonna use our indoor facility."
Right.
That about every single team has except the Bengals.
Except the Bengals.
Who make their players walk up a massive asphalt
up a hill.
cliff. Like it's like Jesus Christ.
Because they hate their players.
It's like Joe Burrow's walking 2 miles up a cliff
just to get to practice.
But seriously, it's like we'll practice in the indoor facility.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that's
We'll
an
be okay.
hilarious
It's like,
moment.
okay, maybe
though.
put
Hilarious
that question
moment.
in your back pocket and don't ask.
That's
it
Trent.
next
Look at Trent asking Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook a question and going, "I'm sorry," and just stopping his
I'm
question.
sorry.
Yeah, he
I'm
just
just gonna
stopped
stop.
his
I'm
question.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. Alrighty, let's get into the last one here. Kansas City at Buffalo.
The
Great
best
game.
one.
Probably
Yeah.
the best game of
Best
the
game of
weekend.
the
Yeah, I
week.
think best game of the weekend. It's the one the NFL's wanted all season long. Current line is Buffalo minus 2.5. There are some questions about if this game will be pushed off until Monday because of more snow coming in. And Buffalo, I'm really excited that you're building a new stadium with no roof at all. Not a dome, no retractable roof,
Really?
nothing. Yeah, their brand new multi-billion dollar stadium. They're like, we
Dumbest
don't want a
thing in the
roof.
world.
What is wrong with you? You're not cool because we can handle the snow. We're tough. Bullshit. You postponed a game already because it snowed. I get it. Bad weather. I get it. But put a dome on your stadium. Why would you not?
And also, let's look at Aaron Rodgers' career in Lambeau. What is the benefit of playing in freezing cold weather?
Who wins? No one wins.
No one is better. No, we're better in the
Better
cold.
in the cold. No.
My ass.
Every
Sure, you could
AFC
be-
team is good in the cold right now. All of the good teams are good in the cold. You're not getting a competitive advantage here.
Yeah, I just
It's
don't
just
get that.
stupid. Like if you're gonna
You
spend
said
all
retractable
this
roof.
money, yeah, make it retractable.
Retractable
And
roof.
if it's like 30 degrees and you've got Miami coming to town, leave the roof open and try and freeze us out a little bit. Fine, sure enough. But if it is snowy and negative 30 and you have a chance to put a roof on your brand new beautiful stadium, why would you not do that? Why would you not?
Unless it's Minnesota 2.0 collapse.
Collapse. Okay, yeah. Don't make it a shitty roof.
Yeah, don't make it a Metrodome.
Yeah, let's be smart
Because
with
here's
our
the thing,
money.
Everybody loses without a dome in Buffalo.
Yes.
Inexperience goes down the shitter.
Yep.
The actual on-field product goes down the shitter.
Yeah.
And then the player experience and player safety.
And fan
Honestly.
player
Hey.
safety and
I
experience.
mean, when
Yeah.
we got Yinzers from Pittsburgh literally plowing snow, walking to the
Yes.
seat, I'm pissed if I'm playing
Same.
for a playoff ticket
Same.
and I
Yeah.
gotta clear my fucking path to my
Yeah.
seat and clean up.
And I just love that.
that.
It's just I can't lie. I forgot what I was gonna say.
And
He said, if I start talking, it'll come to me.
It'll come to me, man.
Sometimes I lose a
no.
sensation
It was.
I find
I got
along the way.
it. It was last year, man. If Bills have a dome, they're in the Super Bowl. They lost to the Bengals because it was snowing and it was white. They were wearing white jerseys, bro. They needed the dome last year,
The
man.
Chiefs, I hope they're wearing their whites this year.
No, so I just, man, how do they not have a dome if the snow makes them
Right.
lose games? Damn.
Yeah, forget about the construction cone helmet.
Right, the orange ass helmet.
The white jerseys, dude.
Those white jerseys in the snow.
Oh,
Not the
man.
safety harness.
No, right.
Oh,
Fucking
man.
So-
safety in the light.
Addison, what are you going with this on this game?
Man,
Because you're putting your one on it, so
I
not
am
confident.
not confident just because it's, man, I don't know. Either way, man. I got Mahomes. He's my boy in our fantasy little
He's a little
playoff.
homie.
He's my
Mahomie.
homie. But Buffalo, I feel like they could be team of destiny as well, just because they've been playing playoff football for a month. And,
Turnaround's been
Wild.
wild.
Yeah, it
6
has.
and 6 to 12-6 now.
I think you saw that meme I sent. Did I send that in the group chat? Sean McDermott?
Yeah,
Yeah.
since they started.
Ever
praising
since he
Al-Qaeda.
praised Al Qaeda, man, the
Yeah.
team's they've gone explosive.
Shout out Al Qaeda.
Shout out Al Qaeda. That's right.
I'm gonna go Kansas City here plus the 2.5, and I think the game plan they had last week gives me confidence that they can repeat that, and that is targeting the key players that Mahomes trusts. Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, expect another 25 targets between those two guys. A lot of Pacheco on the ground. These two teams obviously played prior. No Kadarius Toney offsides this time.
Mhm.
Pacheco did not play when they played
Yeah.
prior in the year, and I think that's going to be a big one. Just impact. He had 90 yards and a touchdown last week. I get the cold, but they're still going to be running the ball, and he runs angry, man. I love the way he runs. Just love that roster. But give me Kansas City plus 2.5. Just give me the points with a good team. It's going to be a battle. Field goal is going to win this game.
Yeah.
Field goal is going to win this
It's going to
game.
be close.
Yeah, and Harrison Butker's going to do it for him.
Bucker's going to bury it. Sage, thoughts?
This is going to be a tough game to pick. Honestly, the biggest thing I'm looking at is, like, who do I want the Ravens to play
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the AFC Championship game? And I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I don't want to jinx myself, but that's the biggest thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's so hard because Kansas City, for this entire year, their offense has been a little stalling. They have a good defense. Like, do I think we match up well with them? But then I'm looking at Josh Allen, and I'm like, oh, he throws so many picks, though.
Uh-huh.
He does.
I'd
He
love
cheated
for
at
Kyle
Josh.
Hamilton to get 2 more
Yeah.
in the championship game.
He loves to
I
throw
kind
those
of
picks.
want to. I would rather play the Bills
Yeah.
in this situation than the Chiefs. And that's why I'm going to go with the Chiefs, just because they're going to fucking win this game.
You know they are.
They're going to go into Buffalo, into Orchard Park, and they're going to say, hey, we're still your dad.
Yep.
Nothing's changed. Y'all can go home.
Yep.
But it's cute that you made it here.
Yeah.
Good job.
You're giving me the opportunity for Mahomes to go to another AFC Championship game plus points.
Yeah, come on.
First Mahomes road playoff game.
Yeah, this is his first ever road playoff game. That's insane to me.
That's wild.
I'll say every year he's made it to the AFC Championship game at least.
Yeah,
He's never
that's the
played on
floor
East.
for them
He's
every
never
single
played on the
season.
road. That's insane.
Yeah, and it's funny when we talk about these two teams because the Chiefs this season 11-6, kind of a bummer. Bills this year 11-6. Wow.
Yeah.
What a season from the Bills. Two very similar, the identical record, and everyone's like, man, the Bills and their turnaround and all this great stuff, and it's like, guys, the Chiefs are just playing great defense, and it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in the playoffs. Like, that's what this will come down to, is Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in the playoffs once again doing it, which is super annoying. They're getting annoying, guys. It's getting to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm fucking done with you. We did not need you to come around after Brady left. We could have used a little parity. Would have been nice.
But I think Patrick Mahomes gets there just because 10, 12 years ago, when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, first game of the playoffs, they had to play Andrew Luck in his rookie year.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you got to play C.J. Stroud his rookie year. And then we had to go to Peyton and Tom.
Okay.
Now we got to go through Mahomes.
Got to go through
or
Mahomes,
Josh Allen.
potentially. Yep.
Potentially another great one. And then we end the year playing the 49ers.
Yep. And the logo shows up and you guys win the Super Bowl. And then Sage dies the next day because that's what he said.
I sold my soul for it.
Sage sold his soul for this.
Felony and lights go out at halftime.
Well, looks like we're going and finding some mailboxes, boys.
Yeah, if it's
I'm already selling my car.
Sorry, selling my car. See, they're like
selling my
$12,000 a ticket, so I hope you
Chad
got a
with
good
the
car.
My car, I looked it up. It's worth about 12.
All right, there you go. Perfect. There you go. Sell the car and get on out there, kid.
I will. Not scared of it.
So Kansas City with their one confidence score. Colin, what are your thoughts on this one?
Going back to what you said on the perception of these two teams, even though they both have the same record, it's just because Kansas City the last 5 weeks was under 500.
Yes.
In the playoffs,
Yes, and
whereas
the Bills
Buffalo
came
was
in hot.
perfect 5-0.
Yes.
So I think that's kind of why. I think we're going to see Romo with 2 hands full.
Dude.
Yeah,
Sunday.
and a mouthful as well.
In a mouthful.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get a CBS special between a quarterback, Mahomie,
Yeah.
and Josh Allen, Jim.
Jim, what a sack taken by Josh Allen on that play to not throw an interception and just to take the sack. That's a team player, Jim. My pants are on the floor. I just can't get over it. I hate him. As a commentator, I hate him.
The best was, I think, a few weeks ago. I think I got you riled up in our group chat, and then you started texting.
No one circles the wagons like those Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, Jim.
And Bobby was like, what the hell is
God.
this?
Dude, I
your
can't
cock's
handle
in my mouth, Jim. Your cock's in my mouth. It's like, all right, Tony, we get it.
Guys, Tony Romo absolutely loves, adores Josh Allen. Just
when they
fucking
their
adores
CBS
him.
bye week on the Bills bye week. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, that's all we needed to know. That Tony Romo was like, "Hey, if the Bills aren't playing, I'm not doing it. I'm not working.
Showing up to work.
I'm not working."
With all that said, I do think this year, I said it all last year when we started our podcast last year that this is a neutral field, but like if I had to put money on one team, it is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
No matter where they're playing, who it's against, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, they have the best defense they've had.
Yeah,
Yep.
in the entire
Patrick
Mahomes
Mahomes.
era.
But this weekend it's the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh,
And I don't get any pleasure out of saying that. But
that's
I
a
think
4 confidence
that's
too.
a 4 confidence. I think the Bills roll on Sunday.
Roll.
I think they roll. Like I'm talking 13-point plus win.
Wow.
And
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
The
I
football
can't argue
gods-
with that. I can't argue
The
with that.
football guys are like, I am gonna fuck you as much as I can. So the Buffalo Bills are gonna
I
dominate.
hate the damn Bills.
That's wild.
Okay, interesting.
So I'm gonna take the Bills at home. I think Josh Allen can limit some mistakes. He's gonna make a couple.
He's gonna
You
have
know it's
to.
coming. But can he limit them? I think he can. And he's just too much of a threat on the ground, I believe, just extending plays.
Yeah, and shout out Joe Barry. It seems like in the playoffs, like, I mean, it was a similar thing with the Chiefs. Like, why are we shocked the Bills aren't at maximum strength? I mean, they were last year in second week of the season, but it's like maybe these teams do have playoffs in their minds from day one.
And they just started
from day
out slow.
one, and it's like Joe Barry, I'm pretty sure the offense coordinator in Buffalo, it's like he's unlocking Allen's legs even more now that it comes postseason time, and it's like Mahomes does it as well.
Yeah.
Why do you think Mahomes doesn't rush for 40 yards once all regular season?
And then as soon as
First
playoffs
playoff
come around,
games, he's going to scramble for his
gets
life because he
50-something
knows
yards.
hey man, it's a different game come
if
playoff
somebody's
time.
going to make a play, the safest hands are my own.
Exactly.
And he does it every time.
And it's just, I wonder, Colin, I'm on KC, but man, I could see a superhero Josh Allen game, an alien
So
game.
that's what it depends on, is he going to try and do that? Because they've been so much better since he stopped.
I know.
Since
You're
he
not
stopped
wrong.
trying to be Super Josh and just be a guy who distributes the ball and makes plays when he needs to, they have been undefeated. Since they fired their OC and Josh quit playing hero ball, they've been so much better. My concern for this game and why I'm taking the Chiefs and giving them my 2 confidence is because of the injury report of the Buffalo Bills going into this game.
I'd say Terrell Bernard is a huge loss.
Their starting linebacker, who has stepped up a ton for Matt Milano, he is probably out. Did not practice with a knee injury. Also, Christian Benford, their second best corner, behind Rasul Douglas, who has been their number 1, and Tre'Davious White, who's out. He is also did not practice. Yeah. And then you've also got Gabe Davis, knee injury, did not practice.
Well, he was going to put up a goose egg.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, or it could be his big game, or he's going to go
I
insane.
will say, shout out Chiefs for having 1 receiver.
Yeah,
you know?
that's all they've
Bills
needed,
only
apparently.
need 1 corner, and I will say, I think this could come down to the rush. Buffalo's offensive line, not many sacks. I think least amount of sacks.
They have started the same 5 offensive linemen every single game.
Least
too.
amount of sacks
That's
in
unbelievable.
2023 for the Buffalo Bills. Kansas City Chiefs,
relate.
second
No, me
most
neither.
sacks
Yeah.
in 2023. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a big...
Their punter's
Lions.
hurt, which is big.
That's
Sam
big, too.
Martin out
They
currently
go
with
sign
the
that one
hamstring
kid they
injury.
cut.
Yeah, Matt Araiza.
Well,
They should have never let him.
I mean,
He's insane.
oh my
He's
God.
so
Well,
good.
yeah.
I want him
I
so
will
bad.
They
say
dropped
that
those
might have
shots.
been one of the funnier plays of the weekend was the blocked field goal and then Martin running for it and just ripping for the hand. And like, fuck, I didn't expect to run 30 yards in this weather. I didn't stretch for this shit.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Because I was went over to Kevo's at the time. Just shocker, still didn't have water on
Still
my
no
neck.
water.
So I went over to Kevo's to shower and I did a load of laundry and so I was just sitting there waiting for it when that play happened and
Yeah.
it was just hysterical.
I was like, oh
Just
shit.
instantly
He was
goes
not
up
ready to
for it.
run.
He's like, ah. It's like you feel for him.
I like the Chiefs in this spot. First road game, everyone's talking about it. Everyone wanted this to be the Manning Brady, Mahomes and Allen, and they're
Here we
gonna
go.
get it again. The NFL's giving it to us again. I just don't see how the Bills will be able to slow them down enough defensively. Von Miller doesn't have any sacks this season. What a bust of a contract that has been. Their
Saw that coming.
edge, I know. Their edge rushers have been dicey. And yeah, it's going to be the Tony Romo Bowl. It's like the TikTok I sent you, the Glizzy Gobbler guy, and he goes double barrel mode activated.
Yeah. That guy cracks.
Tony Romo is going to just he's not going to wear pants to the stadium. I don't care how cold it is. He's not going to wear pants because he won't need them.
I think Tony Romo maybe fills that OC job
Maybe.
in the offseason.
For
how do you get closer
for the Bills? Yeah.
How
How do you get any closer to Josh Allen? I mean, but he also loves Mahomes. Loves him some. It's going to be really hard for him. He's going to struggle. I'm interested to hear how he calls it.
Another reason I kind of like Buffalo, and this could be negligent to why I like them here, but forever, at least the past few years when they've been contending, they have the championship window. They always have to go to Kansas City to get to where they want to go.
Yeah,
and
true.
now, finally, they get Kansas City coming
They
to
get
them.
to
I know
bring
it's
them.
not the championship game. They still
Right.
go to Baltimore for that potentially.
Right.
But it's like, if you're ever going to beat the Chiefs, if you're ever going to defeat that Giant,
Now's the time.
it's got to be this year.
Has to be this year. Has to be this
Because
year.
guess what? Next year, you're going to be going back to Arrowhead.
Yeah.
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 Because they ain't going to do this again.
No,
next
they'll
year.
be better
No.
next year.
100%.
So yeah, that's.
So it's more like, you only get it once.
This
in a
is it.
lifetime.
This is your shot.
Yeah.
This is
You
your
better.
shot.
You get one
And-
shot,
and
and
if
one
you-
opportunity.
And I mean,
Just
if
seize
we,
everything you ever want.
right.
Yeah.
I will see what happens with that first game. But if Baltimore were to falter against Houston, all of a sudden Buffalo and Kansas City are both looking at a home championship game. I don't think that's going to happen because it's obvious. Yes, no pen for Addison. But like that could play into this where it's like, all right, who's going to are we going to have a 6 straight Arrowhead Invitational? I sure hope not because that's obnoxious.
As a
But-
3 seed.
As a 3 seed
Yeah.
too, I know.
That's
and
like
another Super
How
Bowl
many
run.
times has that happened to fucking Brady?
Ugh.
He'd be like the 3 or 2 seed and still get it.
Yeah, it just didn't matter. They just always won when it mattered the most, and that's where I think Reed and Mahomes are.
Yep.
It's Brady and Belichick. It's just it doesn't matter where they go. It doesn't matter where they play. It's the playoffs. They don't lose until the conference championship game. They just don't. They've never done it, and they're going to continue that streak this year, and hopefully lose in Baltimore next week. So that's what I've got for divisional round. Anything we want to add, fellas? Anything else to go here? I think that's it. Sage, try not to puke. Hang in there.
Yeah.
You've got it.
One last thing I will say is every game last week was an absolute blowout except
Yeah.
for the Rams.
Rams
Can we
Lions.
get a couple more good games?
Yeah, please,
Yeah.
a couple
Can we
close
get at least
ones.
a couple
This
competitive
isn't the
ones?
NBA.
Yeah, come on, let's have it.
Come on.
I think we'll be a little more competitive this week. I mean, almost all the favorites won. Almost all of the seeds that should have won last week. We've got in the AFC, we've got the 1 and the 4, and the 2 and the 3. And in the NFC, we've got the 1, the 3, the 4. And that's all we'll talk about. We'll stop talking about it there. But it's like, all right, all the favorites are won last week. Is it going to hold true? Is it going to be blowouts? I hope not. I think this weekend's going to be awesome. 2 games a day, and then that's it. And then we're down to the championship games. So season's almost over,
Coming
boys.
to an end.
Yep, coming to an end. Off-season content will be coming to you guys thick and fast. Mock draft, I've got another one coming out soon. This one I put a lot of thought into. I've got like pages written on this one. And the first one, we've I think officially eclipsed 2,000 views on it.
Come on.
We're like right there for 2,000 views on it, which feels damn good. Thank you all for tuning into those.
Shout out.
Yep, shout out. You'll have more and more of that as we go, and that's all.
My Cowboys season review.
Yep, Cowboys season review,
Yep,
Bears
yep.
season review coming. Ravens season review probably coming next week. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't think we're at quite 2,000. Whatever. But that's all we've got for you guys today. We will see you all next week for championship week.
Oh yeah.
See ya.
Peace.
Fuck you, Dallas.